Hi everyone, and welcome back to IQ Designer and My Design Center. In this video, I'm going to show you how to pull everything you learned together into a project. And the project that I'm going to use is something that I saw in a Facebook group of a completed project. And I actually like to show this in class to try to pull everything together. So that's what we're going to do right now. Here is the project we're going to be working with. Notice that you have several different shapes incorporated into this project, as well as some line attribute changes and some fill pattern changes. So let's go into IQ Designer or My Design Center right now. And again, this is going to be applicable on all machines with IQ or My Design Center. The first thing I want to do is incorporate all my shapes into this design, and then I will manipulate the line attributes as well as the fills. So I'll go into my shapes icon and I want to do the outer border first. I'm going to leave it with the line property, select the square, press OK, and I want to make my square as large as I can go. All right, so my hoop size on the multi-needle is 8 by 14. So my maximum hoop size on my multi-needle is 8 inches by 14 inches across. So I'm going to change the size to be as close to 8 inches as possible. And I'm not worried about getting too close to the border of my frame because I'm not going to have a border on this. It will default to the satin stitch, but I'm going to change that stitch and it's not going to be very wide. So I'll press OK. The next thing I want to do is incorporate the diamond in the center. So what I'm going to do is go into my shapes again. I'll choose the diamond right here, press OK. And I have to decide if I want a little space in between the diamond and the border. And let me just resize this. And there's no right or wrong here. It's basically your preference. All right. So I'll go with the corners of the diamonds almost kissing the edge of the frame. Now, I could make it a little bit longer up here. So let me just tweak my diamond so I'm very close to all of those borders. Press OK. The next shape to bring in is going to be the heart in the center. So go into the shapes and choose the heart. Press OK. My heart needs to be smaller, so I'll press size. Bring that heart down to whatever size I feel is appropriate for this block. So this is going to be up to you. And I think that's going to be good right there. And then I also have some shapes I need to pull in at my corners as well as here as well. So I'm going to work with the heart shape first. So I'll press OK. And I'm going to go into my shapes again and press my heart. Press OK. Now the heart is placed right in the center here. So first thing I need to do is bring down the size and then move that heart into my corners. So I have that heart here, and let's see how small I can go. Go a little bit smaller, maybe even a little bit smaller. This is just going to be a guesstimation, and I want to rotate this. So I'll press OK, press rotate, and maybe I'll rotate it 30 degrees there. Maybe I could do it even 40 degrees. I'm going to make a copy of this. As soon as it is rotated, I want to make a copy right away. So press my copy icon here. I'll move it over here. Now this is where using the grid system is really going to be helpful. So I'm going to go into my grid system, press OK, and now I'm going to rotate that. So I'll rotate it 1, 2, 3, 4, perfectly straight. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I just need to make sure that I move it down a little bit. And right here, I think it's good. Okay, so I'm going to make another copy of this one. Press OK, make a copy, bring it down, and then I'm going to rotate it again. So how I'm going to do this, let me just go into rotate, and I will rotate it so it is basically upside down. All right, there we go. And then I'm going to rotate it 40 degrees. So I'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that looks good. Now you can see right down here, the heart is too close to that bottom edge, so I'll move it up to kind of mirror the spacing at the top. And I'm going through this very quickly for demonstration purposes, so if I was doing this for an actual project, I would really tweak it to make sure everything is in perfect alignment. Press OK. We're going to press copy. Move it over to this side right here. Again, I'm going to make it perfectly straight, so I want to rotate this so it is upside down, and 40 degrees should do it. Now I'm going to do 40 degrees to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. And all right, everything looks good. I think I'm going to leave it just as it is. All right, so press OK. And here I am ready to work with the pattern fills and the line attributes. So I'm going to turn the grid off. The last thing we have to add is one more shape at each corner inside that diamond. So to do that, I'm going to press my shapes icon. We're going to use a design or an outline in the closed shapes, and that's going to be this one right here. So select that, press OK. Way too big, so we're going to have to bring that size down, and then we're going to just put this in the corners. Let's see what the size is, and just to get a better frame of reference, we'll move that up. I think I like it right there. And again, let's turn on that grid system because we're going to need it for this. Press OK. And I'm going to move this over because I can tell exactly where that center is coming down on that center of that middle shape. From here, maybe move it down a little bit more. And let's see. Okay, looks good. Press OK. I'm going to make a copy of this, and I'm going to move this straight down right here and get it in position where I want it, but I'm going to rotate this 90 degrees, 90 degrees. Okay, perfect. And just check your placement. Again, this is just a demo, so I may not be exact. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Press OK. I want to make a copy of this, bring it over here, rotate it. So I'll do 90 degrees, 90 degrees, and 90 degrees. Bring it over here. And just make sure that you have that as close to center as you can. And then press OK. Press your copy function again. Bring it over to the other side. And we're going to rotate it 90, 90. All right. And let's just make sure that on the grid system it is pretty straight. Bring it a little bit closer. Again, if this was an actual project, I really would work on making sure that the grid system was perfect and everything was perfectly placed, but I think it's pretty close. So press OK, and now we're ready to add the line attributes and the fill properties to this project. So we are halfway there. Let's work with the line properties first. So we know that when we turn on a machine, all of our lines are going to default to the satin stitch. So let's see what that looks like. Press next, press preview, press OK. All right, so everything is really looking good. We just have to make some changes to those line properties. So press return and press cancel. The first line we're going to be working with is the outer border. I'm going to turn my grid system off so you can see this a little bit better. Go back and press OK. All right, so we'll go into the notepad for the line properties, and we have to decide what we want. Some people like to have a running stitch as a guideline where to stitch pieces together, or you could choose the no stitch option where you wouldn't stitch that outside line. I'm going to leave it at the running stitch, and I'm going to make it maybe not red, but I like to see when these lines changes. I'll make it a blue. Press OK, and I'm going to press the fill tool and then press that line right there. Okay, so I can see that this line changed to the blue color. All right, so now let's go to the next one. I know that my hearts are the candle wicking stitch, so I'm going to go back into my notepad under my line properties, change it to the candle wicking stitch, press OK, and then press each heart so that I get that candle wicking stitch. I know that the center heart is also the candle wicking stitch, so I will press that. The large diamond right here appears to be the diamond stitch. So I'll go into the Line Properties notepad, choose the diamond stitch right here, press OK, and then touch that diamond. And from my picture, it looks like these designs right here are all going to be the running stitch. So I'll go into my notepad, select the running stitch, press OK, and I just want to make sure each one changes. So I'll just touch those. I like to use circles there to make sure that I am getting that outline. And let's check this out by doing next and a preview. All right, there we go. So everything looks good. I can see running stitch. These are running stitches, diamond stitch, and the rest are candle wicking stitches. So we are so close to being done. All we have to do is add our pattern fills. So press return, press cancel. First pattern fill we're going to do is going to be the stipple. So we're going to go down to our region properties, go into the notepad, choose the stipple fill, press OK, and touch inside. Oh, make sure that you choose your fill tool and then press right there inside. Now, I know it's red and we can go in and change this to that blue again. So let me press OK. So everything is the same color. All right, there we go. And in our area right in here, we know that this is a fancy pattern fill. So it doesn't really matter which fill you use. We'll go into our notepad. I have a very limited option for fills. So I'm going to use this one right here. Press OK. Press OK again. Make sure my fill tool is highlighted and then press right inside there. All right, so it kind of looks a little crazy right now, but remember, this is not how it actually looks. To see that, we would have to press next, press preview, and press OK. All right, so I kind of like how this is shaping up, but I think I want to do micro stippling here. I like the effect of micro stippling. So I'll press return, and I want to make sure that stipple is highlighted. If you don't see that stipple, use your arrow keys to make sure that this area is highlighted. I'm going to go into my spacing, bring it down to 0.080, press set, and let's press preview to see how that looks. All right, I like this better because I think that these two patterns are not competing as much. If I wanted to go into this pattern right here and maybe make it a little bit bigger, I could press return and make sure I highlight that fill right there. Maybe I'll make that a little bit bigger, a little bit more open and airy. Press set, press preview, press OK. And there we go. I like it just the way it is. All right. So once you have this design, you could save it in the pocket. And that way you can always go back into My Design Center to make those changes. Now there is one more thing I want to highlight right here. I want to go to that diamond stitch because I've mentioned this before. This diamond will repeat 5 times. That is crazy because it's going to take so long. So you need to decide, do you want it 5 times? It's going to make that look really bold. I'm going to lower this to 3 and press preview, press OK. And I will make another copy because I just made a change on that. So I will save it into the pocket again, press my machine, and there, that was just a simple change on a line property. From here, it's saved in My Design Center, so press set and then press OK. And there you go. You are now ready to stitch this out on a project.